I was worried I was going to have to get a Rock Band mic and hold it with this hand while I did it. Or get one of those mic stands and bring it in. That'd be cool. Or Preeti, my peer tutor, I could get him boom, like in the movies, and Preeti could hold a boom mic right here and have it over my head.
No, shout out to you, mic.
That'd be hilarious. Or I can get a Britney Spears mic, like the one that's attached to my ear, and bring it right down here. All right, let's do math. Okay. So, once again, all of this poop, you can read it. That's what you got to know. Right? That's it's there for a reason. Now, I'm going to show you guys something. Couple of things, okay? First of all, converting units within systems. What are the two systems that we have? SI and imperial. Now, remember, SI is metric, right? Which means everything is based on what number? 10. 100's based on 10 too. Everything is based on 10. So when we are doing SI measurement, yes, which is, no. A centimeter is 1/100th of a meter. Okay? All right, so when we are dealing with SI conversions are just decimals. Okay? What happens to a decimal if you multiply by 10? It moves one step to the right. Correct? What happens to a decimal if you divide by 10? 1 to the left. What happens if you multiply to a decimal if you multiply by 100? 2 to the right. What happens if you divide by 100? 2 to the left. What if I multiply by 1,000? 3 to the right, 3 to the left. We're picking up the pattern, yes? Yeah. Okay. So now I'm going to show you guys a little trick that helps with metric conversions, SI conversions. It doesn't help with imperial, all right? And it's also something that isn't on this sheet, all right? Now, remember yesterday when we were talking about measurements, we talked about millimeter, centimeter, meter, and kilometer, didn't we? That's what we always use, right? But we said it goes in steps of 10, yes? Well, milli to centi, 1,000 to 100, okay, that makes sense. I divided by 10, right? But then the next one, we went centimeters to meters, 100 to 1. So we divided by 100, yeah? So we skipped a step in there. So there must be a measurement between centimeters and meters. No. DM, decimeters. We don't use them in Canada. Do you guys use them in China? Sometimes? We don't use them in Canada. We go straight from centimeters to meters. But in Europe, they use decimeters. And apparently sometimes in China. But not in South Africa. I have a student from South Africa in my other grade 10 class. He's like, we don't use decimeters. Okay? What? Okay. So there is a step there. And then the other way, we go straight from meters to kilometers, don't we? That's 1,000. So we're missing 2 steps over there. Those measurements exist, but you notice they aren't on this sheet anywhere, are they? Because on this sheet, we only have kilometers, meters, centimeters, and millimeters. So I'm going to give you a way to deal with those measurements that aren't on here. Okay? And it's real easy. Over on the left here, I want you to draw the letter M right at the top. That stands for meters, and that's my base, right? Because the whole SI system is based on meters. Everyone cool? And then draw a staircase thing. Everyone all right? Then we're going to draw another one. Then we're going to draw another one. And then we're going to draw another one. Now, what's at the bottom of the measurements that we actually use. What's the smallest measurement that we use on a regular basis? Millimeters. So that's going to be down here. Milli. What's the next one? Centimeters. Centi. And I've already told you what this one is. What is it? No. Deci. Decimeters. Now each of those steps is worth a multiply or divide by what? 10. Right? So if I have 1 meter, how many decimeters do I have? 10. So the decimal place moves 1 to the right. Agreed? How many centimeters do I have in a meter? 100. So the decimal places move 2 spots. Yes? And then obviously, what is millimeters? 1,000. Pretty easy, right? So now I'm going to use blue to change it to an actual math question. What if I have 1.73 meters? How many decimeters do I have? 17.3. Why do you know it's 17.3, Shay? Oh, sorry. Shay Lee. You moved the decimal because you just moved it 1 here, didn't you? How many centimeters do you have? 173. I moved 2 steps from base to centi, so I moved the decimal 2 places. How many millimeters do I have? 1,730. Now, are there measurements smaller than a millimeter? Yes, the next one is going to be a micrometer, which would be 17,300. Right? Everybody cool? And so on and so on and so on. And it goes down, down, down. Micro, nano, pico. I don't remember all of them, but they do exist. Everyone cool with it? All right. So that's when we go smaller than a meter. But we also know that there's measurements bigger than a meter, don't we? So we're going to go over to the other side, and I'm going to work in green, and we're going to start with our meter on the base, but we're going to go up now. What's the biggest measurement that we use? The biggest measurement that we use, usually? Kilo, which is 1,000, yes? So I still need my 10 and my 100, don't I? Do you guys, what's 10? Does anyone know? Deca. Why do you know it's deca? Because you learned it somewhere before. Decade, a decade is 10, right? December used to be the 10th month before they added 2 more. That's why it's called December. Did anybody know that? No, you didn't. Did you know that, Shaylee? Fine. Deca. All right. What's the next one? Yeah, I'm a bit of a know-it-all. Not quite. I'm a bit of a know-it-all most. No, centi is small. It's hecto.
Century, all right.
Okay? Now these guys are getting bigger. You with me? So, if I have sorry. Did you all just see that? You all just saw that, right? Do you think the other side's gone too?
If only there was an undo button.
Dude, there is an undo button. Do you see it lit?
I see it.
It's not highlighted. There's nothing to undo. According to this computer, I didn't just write all that. Fudgesicle! I'm just going to do a restart. Okay, so we're going to try and get back to here. So we had meter, and then deca, hecto. I'm just getting to what you guys already had. Okay, so guys, it's fine. If I had 1,000 meters, how many decameters do I have?
10,000.
No.
100.
100. How many hectos?
10.
How many kilos?
1.
1. Everybody got it? Now we'll use a real number, like a real life situation. I have 3,920 meters. How many decameters do I have? 392. How many hectos?
39.
39.2. How many kilos?
3.9.
3.92. Okay? Now, of those numbers, of those measurements, we actually kind of use hectos, but you don't realize it. How many of you guys have been watching the news in the summertime, and all of BC is on fire, and they say the fire is 70,000 hectares? You've heard that word, right?
Yeah.
A hectare is how we measure area of land. It's a square that is 100 meters by 100 meters. So it's 10,000 square meters. That's a hectare. If you go 100 and 100, you make the square. Okay? That's about the only use that I've ever found for hecto. But it is there. Everyone cool? Everybody good? Okay. So that's SI conversions. But of course, you guys are aware there's imperial conversions as well. So the next thing I'd like to talk about is how you do a conversion. And what I'm about to show you works no matter what. Whether you're converting metric to metric, imperial to imperial, or metric to imperial. Okay? And it will work anytime you have to convert anything. This will work. Okay? Everybody with me? All right. To do a conversion, we multiply by a fraction. Now, there's more than one way to do this, and if you have your own way to do it, you're welcome to keep using it. Don't feel you have to do this my way. But here's how you do it. You have a value to convert. So whatever it is you're starting with, all right? And you multiply it by this fraction. What you want over what you have. Okay? Everybody with me? I haven't given you an example yet, so it might not make a lot of sense to you. Everybody okay? All right, so let's look at this very first question. Now, since it's SI, could we do this question by just moving the decimal place? Yeah, because it's SI, right? 485 centimeters to meters. That's 2 steps, right? Centi to deci to meter. So how many places would the decimal place have to move? 2. So it would be 4.85, right? Right? If we used our stairs. Everybody cool? All right. Now let me show you how this works for if you can't do the stairs. I want to go centimeters to meters. So what am I starting with? What is my value that I'm converting? 485 centimeters. Agreed? And I'm going to multiply by what do I want? I want meters. So I look on my chart and I see 1 meter is 100 centimeters, right? So I just come down here. I want meters, so I put 1 meter on top over what I have. What do I already have? I have 100 centimeters. Cool? Everyone see what I got? Now, what is this 405 really over? What is every number really as a fraction? 1. So now, please look at what I have here. Do I have some stuff that's the same on the top and the bottom? What? The 1 is gone. What else is gone? What's the same in the numerator and the denominator? No, guys. The centimeters. What's left? 485 in the numerator spot. 485 over 100. What math is that? Divide. And that you can do in your head because it's dividing by 100. But you could also use your calculator to get 4.85. Is everyone cool? And that will work always. Vanessa.
Would that work with cross multiplying?
Yeah, it's the same as cross multiplying. Yeah. Just the chemistry teachers don't like to teach it as cross multiplying. And then when you get to Chem 11 and you have to do unit conversions, they kind of teach it this way. So I don't like to do it this way. I cross multiply. Shh, don't tell the chemistry teachers. Okay. One time I taught my class how to do it crossing, and I got a substitute to come in, and the substitute said, this is how you do it. And the class was like, "Rrr." And then substitute thought I was the dumb one. I was like, and the kids are like, he was so mad. I'm like, did you get the same answers doing it the way you knew? Yeah. Then calm down. And then they chilled out. But it was a night school class. They were all adults. And they were flipping out. It was weird. Okay, so first of all, what is this little thing? Because that's not a word. What does it mean?
Inches.
Inches. So I have 57 inches. And I want to convert it to feet. So what do I got to multiply by? I want feet. So what goes on top? 1 foot. And 1 foot is how many inches? 12 inches. Now I know that this is over 1, so the 1's cancel. I know that the inches cancel. And what have I got left? I've got 57 over 12, right? How many 12s go into 57? 4, and 9 twelfths are left over. Now you guys are smart kids. Isn't that 3/4? So that's 4 3/4 feet, isn't it? And isn't it also 4.75 feet? And isn't it also 4 feet 9 inches? Because 9 out of 12 is 9 inches. Everyone cool with that? Which one would be allowed to be on a multiple choice answer? All of them. Right? What if this was A, this was B, this was C, and then D was all of the above? D is correct, but a lot of you at 4 foot 9, 4 and 9 12, somebody said, 4 foot 9, and circled it and moved on. You picking up what I'm putting down? Because in grade 10 on the provincial, that's the type of crap they pull. Ask Bradley and Bryce.
Yeah, it's true.
Not you, Brad, new Brad. New Brad is actually older than that Brad, so new Brad is old Brad. But he's new in the class, so he's new Brad. He's new Brad, capital N, because that's his name, but he's the older Brad, so he's OLD, small o, old Brad. Cool? I won't call you OB, because that's nasty. One kid gets it, and it's a boy. Weird. Okay, don't worry about it. All right, 15 yards to feet. You guys should be able to do this. What have I started with? 15 yards, and I want feet, right? So I multiply by 3 feet over 1 yard. Now I know the one in the yard are going to what? What's happened to the 1 every time we've done this? It cancels out. And the yard cancels out. So what am I left with? 15 times 3, which is 45. Cool? And that's all you got to do these. So let's look at the next one. That's a weird one. 136 feet to yards. So 136. I want yards. So what goes up on top? 1 yard is 3 feet. Correct? I had 136 feet. The feet cancels. The 1 cancels. So what's left? 136 over 3. What do I do there? Divide. And it is 45 and 1/3. Everyone cool with that? So how many yards is it? It's 45 yards, right? But it's more than 45 yards, isn't it? It's 1/3 of a yard. What is 1/3 of a yard? 0.333. 1 foot as well. So could I say 45 yards, 1 foot? Which one's right on the provincial? Both. You got to be aware. Everybody with me? Yeah? Okay, you guys try 5 through 10. Go. You don't need a conversion sheet. You've got it on your notes. I just gave it to you. I'm going to give you a data booklet in a minute. Well, not today.
No, I forgot all of it.
Here we go!
Train on a plane.
Who doesn't love Daniel Cook? Me. Daniel Cook, the TV show. This is Daniel Cook.
Oh, I know. I like him.
This is Daniel Cook. Play a game, fly a car. I don't know. It's a stupid show. Although Bradley looks a little like he does. Or when Daniel Cook grows up, he's going to look more like you.
Pretty sure he's like 25.
Daniel Cook? No, I don't think he's that old. Because he was about as old as my son when I was watching that show, and my son was that age. Emily Cook was better than, or Daniel Cook was better than that little Asian girl, though.
Yeah, the girl
Emily Wu, or whatever her name was. Oh, I did not like her.
Didn't even go for the song. They didn't even change the song.
No, Daniel Cook was way better. But Diego's better than Dora. What are you going to do? All right, here we go. So, inches to feet. 2016. I want feet, so it's times 12. No, because I don't want inches. I want feet. 1 over 12. Right? Yeah. The inches cancel. The 1 cancels. So it's 2016 divided by 12. What's the answer? Because I don't have my calculator with me. 168 exactly? Yeah. Shut up. Nice. 4.2 miles to feet. 4.2 times, I want feet. I go to my list. I see it's 5,280 over 1 mile. Miles cancel. 4.2 times 5,280. So it's going to be like, what, 20,000 something. What is it?
22176.
What, Felix?
22176. I don't know how to rate it.
22,176.
Okay, now I can.
Yards to inches. Now, that's a tricky one because look on the sheet. Do you have yards to inches anywhere? You actually do, right? So it's there for you. So it's 5,250 yards to inches. 36 over 1 yard. The 1 yard cancels, so it's 5,250 times 36, which is a big number. What is it? Somebody did it. Oh, I'm hurt.
Can I say that word in my way?
Sure.
189,000.
189,000. Absolutely correct. You're allowed to do that, Felix. Everybody else in here has been speaking English since they were born. But they would say 1890002.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you would, Vanessa. It's okay. Oh, you haven't been speaking English since you were born. Have you been speaking English since you were born? So no. So English is your second language as well. That's okay. What about you, Saida? Both. All right. So would you have said 189,000 or would you have said 189,000? You would say 189,000? Really? Scout's honor? Because I know Brad and Bryce, 189,000.
That's rude.
No, it's not rude. It's true. It's only rude if it's not true.
It's rude. It's rude.
Okay, millimeters to centimeters. Do I need to use the fraction? No, because millimeters is just one step away, right? So which way does that decimal move? Left. So that's what? 125 centimeters. What about meters to centimeters? Do I need to use the fraction? How many spaces does it go? Meters to centimeter. How many steps is that? 2. So the decimal moves how many spots? 2. So it's 3,725 centimeters. Right? Now, barf. A stupid measurement, isn't it? Would we ever measure 17 millimeters in kilometers? No, of course not.
Yes.
But it shows that you can move the decimal place. How many decimal places does it have to move?
4.
We start at 17.2. I'm moving up the stairs, so does it move left or right? Left. So centimeters, decimeters, meters. What goes in the hole? 0. Decameters. What goes in the hole?
0.
Hectometers.
0.
And then kilometers.
0.
So that would be it. Which is, tenths, hundredths, thousandths, million, or 10,000s, 100,000s, millions, 10 millions. 172 10 millionths of a kilometer. Which is stupid, isn't it? Why does that question exist? Just to show you that you know how to do it by moving the decimals.
That's how far I
Like, would I ever say that I live 36,000 meters from here? No. What would I say? 36 kilometers, right? Would I ever say that I am 3,600,000 centimeters from home right now? No.
Yeah.
Right?
You just did it.
36.
You just did it.
I'm 36 million millimeters from my house. Let's start counting. Right? Okay. Okay, so your guys' job right now, and I'm going to ask you to finish the day with it, is the rest of this notes package. And there's a worksheet on the thank you, the side. One worksheet 1.2. That's the rest of your work for today. Okay? That's all we're doing. Is everybody cool? Okay. I'm going to write out all the right answers here while you work for a little bit. Then I'm going to put them up and you can check your work. Okay? Preeti is here to help. Daniela is here to help. I'm going to write out all the right answers and I'll be ready to help you in like 2 minutes. Okay? So go. Yes, please, Preeti, if you don't mind.
Can I steal a calculator without giving you a sheet?
Yeah.
Can I borrow a calculator?
Yeah, find one that
Does
works.
this one have buttons? And
Well, you don't have to walk around like pacing. Just if somebody needs you.
I thought I had to walk around. It felt weird to walk around younger people.
Younger people, yeah. 2 years. Okay.
So I can sit down.
Yes.
Peer tutor's class.
Every so often, look up and see if you see a hand. How's that?
Okay. You said walk around.
I didn't realize you were going to be uncomfortable with that. Pretty soon, I'll get you to mark all their work. How's that sound?
I wouldn't mind that.
You wouldn't mind that.
If I had the answers.
Oh.
I'm still going.
So, 11 and 12 are fine. 14's fine. Everyone's okay with that? Everyone's cool? Okay. Now, Vanessa, please. Number 13. Everyone's cool with changing yards to inches, yes? So I have 216 inches, and then I got to cut them into 5 inches wide, right? So I got to divide 216 into 5-inch chunks. Now, when you do that with your calculator, you're going to get 43.2, aren't you? Okay? Now, guess what choice A on the provincial will be? 43.2, because that's what's on your calculator, correct? Is that how many banners you can make? No, why?
Isn't that something divided by 5?
No. Pardon? Does 0.2 of a banner make a whole banner? So how many banners can you make? 43. So this is what your calculator would tell you, but the answer is 43 banners. Does everyone understand that? Here's the other thing they like to do on the provincial exam. What if this was 43.8? Now how many banners can I make? Still only 43. I cannot get to the 44th banner. You guys have been so trained to round off, you would round that off, wouldn't you? But the question was, how many banners can I make? Everybody cool with that? They love to do that on the provincial exam. Right? How many gallons of paint do I need to buy? And it's 11.2. And people say, oh, you only need 11 gallons of paint. But no, you've got to buy that 12th gallon to cover that last little bit. Understand? That's where we get you. Well, not we, because I wouldn't write a question that way. But that's where they get you. Everyone cool? All right. 15. Everyone okay with 15? I converted everything to kilometers and just added it up. 16. Everyone okay? There's the answer. Everyone is good? Yes? 17. 3 feet. I changed it to inches, 36 inches. 5 feet, I changed it to inches, 60. Then why did I multiply them by 2?
Because it's a frame.
Because it's a frame. I got to go all the way around. So I need 192 inches, right? But then, if I tell you the frame's 1 inch thick, the picture is the black rectangle, yeah? But I got to go out 1 inch on each side and on the up and down. Did number 18 fool anybody? Well, actually, I should be happy if number 18 didn't fool anybody. Good job! How many people didn't even do number 18? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, okay. It didn't fool you because you didn't even try it. Did you not try it because you didn't get to it, or did you not try it? Okay. All right, well, there's 18, and there's 19. This is a typo. That should say linear foot. Linear foot. Now, you guys remember what a linear measurement is because we just did that in class, right? What's a linear measurement? A straight line. So it doesn't matter how big this crown molding stuff is. This question came up the provincial too. Why is that a bad question? How many of you know what crown molding is? One person. No. Crown molding, some of you will have it. Look up there. You see where the walls change from the flat wall to that weird stuff? That's crown molding. It's the stuff that goes around the wall where it meets the ceiling. Some of you will have it in your house. But if you don't know what that is, can you really answer that question? No. Right? So you got to be careful. And linear foot, what does that mean? Just a line. Okay? If it's this thick, you pay for it by the foot. If it's this thick, you still pay for it by the foot. You with me? So what did I do? I took the inches and I found it was 850 inches. Then I divided that into feet, 70.833. Then I multiplied by the 379 to get the answer. And then I added the taxes. You can see how old my notes are because I still have HST. HST doesn't exist anymore.
What is it now?
PST.
PST and GST. All right. So everyone's cool? So your homework tonight is to try number 20 on those notes I just gave you. And everybody should have this worksheet, Conversions Within Systems.
Yeah.
Yes? Everyone has it? And y'all handed it out to everyone, right? So that's your homework tonight. Cool? Excellent. Carry on. And tomorrow I'll show you all the right answers to all of it.
Will you? Will you tomorrow?
You know what I mean, wise ass. I won't see you for 4 days.
Last year we kept doing that. Mr. Myers had to establish tomorrow meant next day.